Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we're venturing once again into Spontan territory from Mikkeller. Beer came from the Mikkeller Beer Club box subscription. Link is down below if you're interested. We'll get that out of the way. And yeah, we're having a look at the Spontan Triple Raspberry. Now, I am foaming at the mouth, figuratively, because I don't have rabies, at the idea of drinking this, because you guys know by now I absolutely love the Spontan series, and I just love it when Mikkeller brew these beers with fruits, because they do such a good job. And I think I might have had the triple raspberry before in the can that they did, or I don't know if that was the Spontan double raspberry. I can't remember, but I'm going to be reviewing this because I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, basically Spontan Triple Raspberry, a sour ale brewed with raspberry and aged in oak barrels, clocking in at 8.9% ABV. So it's got a little bit more heft than some of the other Spontan beers I've covered. And yeah, lovely artwork once again, as you would expect. And presented beautifully in a 375 milliliter bottle with a lovely red foil thing. Can't remember what they're called. Neckerchief. Let's call it a neck. No, mind you, neckerchief would just be around the neck. I don't know what that's called, and that's going to annoy me. So let's just get this beer opened and see what we get. Having a very lazy Saturday today, so that's why I look like a mess. I look like a mess anyway, both physically and mentally. Anyway, got to be using my Overworks wine glass, which is absolutely filthy for no good reason. Never trust other people to wash your glassware. They're either going to fucking smash it, or they just won't be able to clean it properly because they're normies, they're peasants. And you know what? I'm of a higher class than a lot of those people. No, I'm not. It's a joke, but there are some people out there who have that mentality. Anyway, so yeah, it's a lazy Saturday. I'm having a few beers today. Got to be topping the night off with an Imperial Stout, pairing it with some chocolate. You'll probably see that on a Sunday, because I'm now making the move of uploading Stout-related reviews up on Sundays, even though they'll probably find some throughout the week anyway. But I've got more pale beers than Stouts, so for the time being, because I upload in advance and I'm gone from uploading daily to every 2 days, it makes perfect sense. Anyway, nobody needs to know the making of the Clueless Drinker channel. And oh my god, just look at that straight away. That is just looking fantastic already. Gonna get it all in there. Oh my god. Now, I think my favourite of this Spontan stuff has been the blueberry, because I absolutely adore blueberries. I had the quad, basically the quad blueberry. Can't remember what it was called, but that was just absolutely magnificent. And actually, the raspberry one that I had in can, it was either early this year or late 2018. That was just bordering orgasmic. Do you know what I mean? Just so fantastic. And beer in a glass then, and yeah, look at that dark, intense, reddy pink there. It is like it smells wonderful. It is like a nice, thick, almost reminds me of port actually in the glass. Maybe a little bit thinner, not as viscous, but it does have, just from appearances alone, a lovely viscosity to it, and it is really dark and intense. No light coming through that at all. Just a solid chunk of colour. And when you rock the beer back and forth, just look at that coating that it's leaving around the side. Beer didn't pour with really any head, and what head it had dissipated quite quickly, as you would expect. So it just looks absolutely magnificent. So let's give it a little bit of a sniff and see what we get on the nose. Oh, yes. That just smells absolutely wonderful. It's raspberries, 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 tart raspberry character, a little bit of sweet raspberry character. There is a bit of a a sweetened red wine, almost like a slight port, but then also a rosé character coming through. But yeah, it's like Ribena, which I've not had for ages, and like, you know, Robinson's cordial before you've put the water in. No evidence at all of that ABV. There's a little bit of a sweet vinegary edge to it. Subtle oaky tones coming from the barrel. It doesn't sting the nostrils either. It just smells absolutely wonderful. It really, really does. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. It's tingling my back. It like really caught me off guard. You didn't get it like usually when you get that tingle from like a sourness, it's instantaneous, but it's just silky, smooth raspberry character. And then as it was going down, it sent like tingles down my back, which was a weird yet wonderful sensation. There's a pronounced acidity to it without it tasting acidic. You're feeling it more at the pit of your stomach. But there's no harshness there. It's weird. There was that initial like buzz and jolt. But once you've taken that second sip, it settles down nicely. ABV does come through a bit more, I'd say. But that is welcomed because even with that said, that's really nice and drinkable. But you wouldn't want to because A, you're going to get acid reflux like no other business. Is that a proper term or phrase? I can't remember. But also, this is, you know, savour and bask in the glory territory. I've said it again, Mikkeller's Spontan series is just absolutely divine. Even when they've used ingredients that I'm not... See, I'm salivating as I'm talking. Even when it's with ingredients that I'm not really excited about. It's just that base lambic beer that they've got. It's just absolutely spot on. And then you add these fruits, and this with raspberries, blueberries. I think berries are probably the best sort of fruit to add to a beer like this, as you've seen throughout, you know, Belgian brewing traditions. But yeah, just the right amount of carbonation. It's given me a little bit of a hiccup there, mainly because I've taken like 3 big swigs. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really, really is. It's decadent. It's not too thick, but it is viscous. You do get that character of a nice sort of, even though red wines aren't usually my sort of thing, like a fruited red wine, but it's not really like a sweet rosé territory. You get those dark, dense, barrely port characters in this. So if you're, you know, if you're of a half, friend, family member, you're getting a few beers in, and they're not like really into IPAs, they don't really like beer, and they're more of like a wine drinker, that sort of thing. There's a lot of wine-like quality in this, like a sweet fruited, you know, fortified wine, with maybe a little bit more of a emphasis on vibrant, fruity characters. This is really one of those beers, do you know what I mean, to introduce wine drinkers into beer. You know, 5 years ago, we would have said, oh, this is the beer for a woman to try. Do you remember that weird point in time when we were like, oh, this would be great for a female drinker? And it's like, are you fucking Do females somehow magically have different palates to men? It's ridiculous. And unfortunately, there is still that attitude every now and then that rears its ugly head. But yeah, this is a great beer for people who love sour beers, who love lambic styles, who love fruited beers. And then also, it's a great sort of gateway for sort of like a wine drinker, I would say, who's not really too into, you know, hops and malts and yeast and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I wish I had like a medium steak to go along with this, or like make yourself a reduction to drizzle over a venison steak or something like that. Because I could imagine cooking with this, letting that alcohol burn off and just get that sticky sweet character. Like making like a bolognese with this would be fantastic, if you're so inclined to use your alcohol for cooking purposes. I'd know I would. Like I could imagine making a slow cooking a joint of beef, and every now and then just coating it with like a little, you know, drizzle of this, and then it all seeps in with the meat juices and then gets into that gravy, and then whatever veg you've got the meat resting on top of. And this would be a textbook example of a beer to not only cook with, but also to drink whilst cooking. But yeah, I can imagine this going really well with a pasta dish as well, like a hearty bolognese or something like that. Or you could just be a normal person and just drink it and enjoy it, and that's what I'm going to do. I mean, my food pairing for this is much less glamorous. I've basically got, you know, pre-made fried chicken, you know, frozen chicken pieces with chips, because it's a lazy Saturday. But yeah, after I've had that, when it gets a little bit later, I'm going to top my night off with let me just get it out now. Probably end up drinking this one, the vanilla maple shake, Beer Geek vanilla maple shake, and I'm going to be pairing it with, even though I might have uploaded that video before you see this one, some Lindt Excellent Orange Intense Dark Noir with almonds. So that should be an interesting experience. But until then, I'm just gonna lose myself and enjoy this beer, because it's one of those sorts of, you know, experiences. And it's nice to actually have a beer where you're taking small intense sips as opposed to gulping down, you know, an IPA or a lager. So I think that's absolutely mesmerizing stuff once again. It's up there with one of the best that I've had in the series, and the beers like this just sing to me. So yeah, another absolute triumph from the Spontan series, and this was the Spontan triple Spontan, or Spontan triple raspberry. Yeah, Spontan triple raspberry, get the terminology correct. Gorgeous stuff. And I've got a Cassis double from the same box. Burped up, a little bit of acid, but that's because I'm a pig anyway. Yeah, the acidity is a lot more pronounced in this than other examples of the style, so that's something I'm going to be a little bit wary of, but I'm not going to detract it from the score. This to me is another 10 out of 10 experience from Mikkeller in a series that I just absolutely love and adore. And yeah, fantastic stuff. I did intend to keep this for a bottle share, but I'm glad I didn't, because I'm a bastard. But yeah, gorgeous stuff. Do yourselves a favour and pick this up, or pick up any of the versions of this available. I've had my eye on another bottle of the Spontan Basil, which I'm hopefully going to be picking up in a week or so, if it's not all been sold. because that was a wonderful experience as well. Just the Spontan series is just absolutely spot on, and I know Mikkeller are more, let's say, known for their Beer Geek series that really put them on the map, but their sours are just, they know what they're doing. And I sound like a shill giving a 10 out of 10 beer to Mikkeller, shilling out the referral code to the Mikkeller Beer Club box, but this month's box has been fantastic so far. A little bit less emphasis on the IPAs, which is a welcome change, especially now we're coming into the, well, we are in the winter months essentially. First week of November. This year's gone by absolutely ridiculously fast. So it's nice just to be able to slow down time and enjoy an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous beer. I wish I'd have washed my hair and put my turtleneck on. All jokes aside, gorgeous stuff. Do yourselves a favour and pick it up. Take your time with it though, because I'm starting to feel that acid now. But fat belly bounce. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and yeah, thank you all for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers.